Hello YouTubers, this is the Scribe and thank you for watching this YouTube video. So I want to talk about transportation. Right. For most of my life, I didn't realise this, I kind of knew it, but it sort of went over my head without me recognising I actually knew it. And it's this. You know how insurance is very, very high for young people? And it's high for anybody who, just passes their test and wants to get a car, and then the insurance premium says, oh, it's going to cost you 10 grand for your insurance, and you go, what the fucking hell, it cost this guy like 50 quid. It's costing me 10 grand, and I'm not a fucking insane loony bin who drinks all fucking day. This guy fucking drinks, right? So you're looking at that and you're thinking, life's unfair. How am I supposed to, I'm a young person, how am I supposed to, I'm not a young person, I'm nearly 50, but you go, I'm a young person, I'm like 16, 17, 18, right, or 20, or even, you start driving older, right, and you say, how can I get insurance from anybody, because nobody insure me, and all the insurance quotes are like, 20 grand or something like that. Well, there is an avenue you can go down, and it's something I found out recently, and nobody's ever taught me this, right. It only came across, like, I think about a decade ago, actually, when somebody briefly mentioned it. It kind of went over my head. I don't understand why. He said you don't need, number one, a driving license to drive a motorbike. And you go, okay. So what do you need? You need a CAS course, a CBS course, I think it's called, right? And he said, as long as the moped, it's actually not a motorbike, as long as the moped is 50cc or below, you don't need a full driving license, you need a provisional license, and the insurance of it is something like 200 quid. And that's for a 17-year-old, not for somebody older like us, or somebody who's is in the tribe of trying to get into being on the road. And the reason why I bring this up is because not everybody has parents, rich parents, or parents or people to rely on to go off their insurance. They have to go off their own insurance, which means they can never really be insured until they're like 50, right, or older. Well, there is actually a way around this, and I think this is right. First of all, you're a young person, 17, 18, maybe in your 20s, 30s, or 40s, or even 50s, right, and you go, and I can't afford the insurance of any vehicle. And nobody's going to insure me because of where I come from. I don't really have the avenues of relying off parents or people achieved it before. Well, I'll tell you one thing you can do: get a moped, right? And here's where the trick is: when you're driving a moped, it's classed as a vehicle, right? Okay, well, how does that work? Well, you're paying £200 on the insurance on this vehicle, and if you get no insurance claims on that vehicle, then not only does the insurance on the moped go down, but any future investment you have in vehicles. So you are losing 50% of the insurance premiums, like what to pay, every single year while you don't crash that fucking bike. So if you ride it for 5 or 6, for 3 or 4 years, suddenly you're, what does that equal? So it's like 100%, 50%, 25%, 12%, 6%. You see how it goes down, right? Suddenly you're only paying like 3% on the car that would have cost you like 5 grand to insure, and suddenly it only costs like 100. Right? Suddenly things have changed for you, and that's something that was never taught to me personally. Nobody ever told me this. And it originally came up later on because I got like one of these scooters, electric scooters, and I think they're pretty cool. I don't think everybody online comes on and calls them like soy boys and all that. I think people are soy boys for having an electric scooter. I think they're actually kind of cool, to be honest with you. As long as they're not like Toys R Us scooters, I think they're cool. But with the motorbike, with the moped rather, I was told this years ago that you only need a CBS, and then I looked on it and somebody said, oh no, you need a full driving license. So they lied to me about that, by the way, by saying that. That's kind of misinformation, and I usually do get a lot of misinformation from people. especially people who don't want to help. They're not very helpful. But you only need a CBS. Now, and I was talking to somebody. I was on my bike around where I live and going to a service station at night. I was just getting some Coke, not the one that you snort, but the Coke to drink. And I was speaking to this nice lorry driver, and he said, why don't you get yourself a little moped? And I was saying, it's just insurance and all that. And he said, well, they don't cost that much, and plus the fact, when you get this, it will help you later on to get a vehicle. And even that I took that in, because recently I've started to learn about synchronicities and taking the advice of the universe and the people around me who are actually giving good information, and using it on myself. And I did some investigation, and I found that's actually true. So that's where I'm heading. I'm trying to get myself on the road, because I just don't want to pay the insurance. That's why I'm a bit of a sad fucker doing that, to be honest. But it's part of my journey of being, a better version of myself. I mean, it's not a version; it's a metamorphosis, as I said before. But I really want to ride a motorbike. And years ago, I kind of sort of looked past this, because I didn't want to be somebody under a car or being smashed by a fucking truck. But I mean, what's the difference with that and a push bike? I mean, at least on a motorbike you can get away. It's only if you decide to drive like a fucking idiot on the road that you go get hurt. On the most part, on a push bike, somebody might just knock you off for the fun of it. I mean, that's my experience. So yeah, that's the avenue I'm going down. So if you're young, or you're somebody who wants to start driving, you're worried about insurance, right? And you can't afford the insurance. You're looking at a couple grand car, right? You go, I can afford the car, would work, but I can't afford the insurance. Like, well, how am I supposed to afford 5,000 grand a year? Well, get a moped first. As I said before, get the insurance premiums down on that moped for a number of years. Get yourself a car. It'll cost you 100 grand. No, they'll cost you £100 for the insurance after maybe 3 or 4 years, and that's a far way better way to go with it. And you also get experience on the motorbike or the moped, and at the same time you can level that up too, so it makes you look cooler. So anyway, thank you for watching. Goodbye for now. See you in the next video. Bye bye.